She tells you that she has a husband, and you are still kind of interested. Uh, what should you do? This is a controversial one, but before we kick it off, I'm Dave, and this channel is dedicated to giving you no BS, novel, dating advice from modern man. Top link in the description to get some coaching with me, and with some coaching, you get free access to the Facebook group with all the infield breakdown and analysis videos. Or you can just pay for a small fee for lifetime access to that Facebook group. My book's in the description as well. So, you have just met a girl through cold approach. It seems to be going quite well. She says that she has a husband. Now, what do? Do you eject? Do you go, oh, okay, that's enough, I'm out of here? What should you do? Now, well, this is what the red pill guys get all wrong. And I've seen a lot of the red pill advice recently. And this is controversial, but it's an untapped resource. It is something that I think that you can exploit in society. A married woman they're pretty much untouchable. They're above the law. If they get divorced, well, they get to take half of everything. So the man's locked in. If they have some kids, the man's locked in. My understanding is that paternity rates of paternity fraud have skyrocketed in Western countries, where a married woman has slept with the neighbor, and it turns out, hang on, my son looks like the neighbor. What's going on here? Gets a paternity test, finds out that the wife's been sleeping with the neighbor the entire time. It turns out that this is very common. And so I'm not here to complain about that. I'm not here to pass judgment on society. And that's not what you guys should be doing either. And this is what the red pill guys get wrong. This is what the MGTOW guys and all these other guys get wrong. They just complain about something that you can't really do anything about. They have a lot of power and a lot of control. I, on the other hand, am here to look for loopholes so you can improve your dating life, and this is a huge loophole. This is a huge loophole that you can exploit. Because the men that are married, they're kind of locked in. And, well, quite often, those men are not really respected by their wives. And those wives, get a little bit lonely. They feel like they're not getting the respect that they deserve at home, even though he might be paying for everything. She might not be getting the attention that she used to enjoy in her formidable years. She might still be in her formidable years and look in the mirror and go, wow, people aren't really giving me the attention that I think I deserve. And look at me, I'm hot. I'm married, but I'm hot. What's going on here? And you're having a conversation with her. You're chatting with her, and it's going really well because no one's tried to pick her up in quite a few years. And she feels like, this brings her back to when she was a teenager or when she was in her early 20s. And you're adding all this value to her by just flirting with her a little bit. You somehow manage to get her number even though you know that she's married. One thing I want to say is that this is a gold mine. It's an unexploited loophole in Western society that I think if you're a single man, the thing is, men have been cannibalizing ourselves for many years as well. I want to justify this. Men have been cannibalizing ourselves for generations, and we're kind of destroying Western society to some extent. And so that's the game. The courts, which were built by men, go out and exploit other men. They destroy the lives of other men. This is how the game's played. And if men want to play that game, well, I think that if you're a single male, you're a good-looking guy, even if you don't even need any money, you just need to be a good-looking guy, have some personality going for yourself, be willing to keep a secret, there's an untapped resource of beautiful, lonely wives out there that are looking for a side guy. And this brings me to a story. Now, I'm only relatively new to coaching, but I'm one of the most experienced in the industry. Far more experienced than a lot of the guys out there. Now, it was about 6 or 7. It was quite a long time ago. There was a guy I took him out on his first day game session. He met a girl the first day game session. The hottest girl he's ever met. It was luck. It was luck. I'll tell you that right now. It doesn't happen every time. He ended up dating that girl, and he was into the LDM, London Day Game model, and I taught him, look, let's go indirect. Let's go indirect. You can get in a conversation with anybody, and I started to teach him a lot of this indirect methodology. He copied and pasted that and tried that around, and he started to notice this exploitable. And I told him about it already with married women, and he went to the dark side. He went all in to the dark side, and I might actually put him on this channel if you guys are interested in it. He might be interested in telling his story. He had a rotation. That's right. He had a rotation of married women that were living with their husbands and sleeping with him on the side, paying, because they were taking their husband's money and spending money on him, taking it from the husband and spending money on him, sleeping with him on the side. He had a whole rotation of married women, and he noticed that it was easier for him to get a rotation of married women than it was to get a rotation of single women of the same mate value, as in the same age, the same hotness, mate value, attractiveness. He could get girls that were just as hot, if not hotter, than the single girls that were married, get hotter girls with more money, and they were more friendly, looked after him better, and they had all these other things going for them, and it was easier than single girls. And that's why a lot of the girls are probably singles, because they're a little bit more difficult. There's a lot more guys out there competing for those girls, and not a lot of guys are competing for married women. And so he ended up with a whole rotation of married women on the side. And it depends on where you live. Some countries there's laws against this, but I just wanted to talk about that and let you guys know that if you can do that, get into a nice conversation with a married woman, and you can explain to her that you can keep a secret and you don't want the husband knowing, it may be a lot easier than picking up a girl that is single. And the previous video that I made about if the girl has a girlfriend, getting a married girl is actually easier. And I've had some success myself doing this. So if you want to learn the sweet art of cold approach, top link in the description. And if you want to look at the infield breakdown and analysis videos, it's a small fee to enter the Facebook group if you do some coaching with me. I'll see you guys in the next video.